Good evening, and thank you, Tejasvi. Regarding this survival benefits in the chronic heart failure, we know that after so many interventions and coronary artery disease, which is rampant, I think so many patients we are having the heart failure. Before I proceed, I mean, two or three important worsening heart failure, which occurs at the three level, I would say. One is the one patient is hospitalized. Once, which occurs at the OPD level, where we increase the dosages of the diuretics. And third, sometimes patient goes into the emergency room, takes IV diuretics. So that is also worsening of the heart failure. Now, those who are having the ejection fraction less than 40%. So now these patients, they have to, I mean, course, one's likely to get a worsening of the heart failure, another subset of the patient when there is no worsening of the heart failure. So what we have, let's go to that. Before that, I would like to report the slide of Dr. Jayesh Prajapati. We know that these all molecules, when the four pillars they are given to the patient having the heart failure, and there is improvement, lifespan is increased with the 6 to 7 years, adding the Vericiguat for the 7 months which are added. But if we do not give this molecule, then what will happen? For example, if beta blockers they are not given, then you can see nearly 30-40% there is increase in the mortality. ARNI, MRS and SGLT2 inhibitors, if we do not give, then what will happen? We know if we give, then what is going to happen. So sometimes it also happens, for example, renal compression, which is not allowing us to give the ARNI, or sometimes the potassium, which is not hyperkalemia, which is not allowing us to give the MRS. So what is the fourth pillar? So I think there is also one thing that we need to discuss. So first, that was the Victoria trial, Vericiguat, which improved the outcome in the patient having the HFrEF following the worsening of the heart failure. So we know that additional protection which is provided on the top of the background therapy and the efficacy of the Vericiguat, which was consistent, that is irrespective of background therapy, initiation can be straightforward. We know the eGFR was more than 15. Favorable safety and the tolerability profile Vericiguat can be used in the complex patient, and particularly there is minimal impact on the renal parameters and the potassium electrolytes. I think in that way it's a very good molecule. All their blockers except this Vericiguat, which is a simulator in the whole mechanism. And the first trial, that was the Victoria trial, we know that the patient 45% ejection fraction, then 40% ejection fraction. Time to cardiovascular death in the patient having the anti-proBNP level in the trial less than 8,000, but those who are having the anti-proBNP less than 5,000. So there was definite benefit which was seen in the primary outcome. There is the cardiovascular death and the heart failure hospitalization. That was the p-value was significant. So cardiovascular death when the anti-proBNP level, which are less than 5,300, was found of significance. Time to the first heart failure hospitalization also improved. So overall, we can see that is the combination of primary endpoints which was better in the favor of Vericiguat. The rationale to investigate this molecule further in the patient population having the chronic HFrEF without reason. So we have HFrEFers. So they are worsening of the heart failure, and some patients, they are in NYHA class 2, ejection fraction is less than 40%. There is no history of worsening of the heart failure. So do we have anything for those patients, or we want to add this Vericiguat only after they worsen? So if they do not worsen, that is there any possibility to give any molecule? So Victor was designed, and apparently it was a little bit neutral trial. We know that there was improvement in the, death, but heart failure hospital is surprisingly, at first look it was not decreased, but let's go into that. It's an event-driven trial which was designed with the adequate power. It independently assessed the CV death components of the primary endpoint. And the primary composite endpoint of the first heart failure hospitalization cardiovascular death, the key secondary endpoint to the CV death, and then we have what is the effect on the heart failure hospitalization, effect on the death, and what is the combined heart failure hospitalization and the cardiovascular death. So what is the difference between the patient population between the Victoria and the Victor trial? Victoria, nearly we can say more than 5,000. LV ejection fraction was 45% or less than that in the Victoria. In Victor, it was less than 40 or less than 40. But there was some difference in the guideline-directed medical therapy. When the Victoria was there, nearly 17-18% of the patients, they were receiving the ARNI, but here higher number of the patients, they were receiving ARNI and the SGLT2 inhibitors. And long-acting nitrates were not, they were excluded in the Victoria, but here in Victor, the nitrates were allowed. And the efficacy and the safety of the Vericiguat in the ambulatory patient with HEPREF, and there is no recent worsening of the heart failure. So criteria were the ejection fraction 40 or less than 40 within 12 months, NYHA class 2, for on guideline-directed medical therapy, and there is no heart failure hospitalization within 6 months or any outpatient IV diuretic use within 3 months. NT-proBNP level within 30 days, and that is sinus rhythm, it was up to 6,000, and atrial fibrillation 900 to 6,000, and EGFR 15 or more than that. This is the population characteristic. And we can see hypertension, coronary artery disease, atrial fibrillation, diabetes, and so well-treated population. In this trial, we can see here compared to the Victoria trial, here the RASI blocker near 94% of the patient are near 56 compared to the 17% was there in Victoria. Beta blocker 94%, MRS nearly 78%, SGLT2, which was not available at that time for the Victoria, which has increased to 59 here, and loop diuretics was only in 70% of the patient. So in this trial, nearly 1/3 of the patient, we can say they were not on the diuretics. And the HEPREF population with no recent worsening of the heart failure means 6 to 12 months, only 40%, more than 12 months, 38, and the no prior heart failure hospitalization. So this is not sicker patient compared with the Victoria. So time to the first heart failure hospitalization, the cardiovascular death, we can see the hazard ratio was 0.93, and little bit we can say it's a neutral disorder. But let's further go into the detail. Proportion of the patient we have seen in last 4 trials, that is the not necessarily all the patients, those who have worsening of the heart failure, they will get admitted. But sometimes there is outpatient worsening also, that is also important. Whenever we increase the dosage of the diuretics, when the patient has come in the emergency room, they have taken intravenous diuretic, that is also the part of the worsening of the heart failure. Then significant 17% relative risk reduction in the time to cardiovascular death was demonstrated in the Victor study. So deaths, they were better in this study compared to this Victoria. So why it was like that? At median follow-up of nearly 20 months, a statistically significant 16% relative risk reduction in the all-cause mortality was found. So one question, whether those who are having the NYHA class 2 ejection fraction less than 40%, for the benefit of the mortality, can we start this molecule? Victor study showed significant 25% and 29% relative risk reduction in the time to sudden death and the heart failure hospital-related death respectively. So deaths, they were improved in this trial with the Vericiguat. In patient with mild symptoms, and sudden death is most frequent cause of the death, and more in the NYHA class 2. And the temporal trends in the heart failure mortality and place of death among the adults in the US, heart failure mortality rates are higher and the death occur increasingly at home. So worsening of the heart failure, not necessarily they come to the hospital, but they also become symptomatic at home. That is also we have to look into in the present era. And this is the, whether it is ARNI is yes or no, SGLT2 usage or ICD. And so guideline-directed medical therapy in these patients, quite higher number of the patients they were receiving. Vericiguat is well tolerated overall. So what are the key takeaways from this trial? So Victoria and the Victor. So critical role of recency of the heart failure hospital events. So Victoria was initially, we have seen that in this trial, there was drastic reduction in the heart failure hospitalization. So now the further population which is there in the Victor trial. So if we superimposition, why benefit in the heart failure hospitalization was not found? Because already there was drastic reduction was found in the Victoria trial from the 33. Nearly half of the patient, there was improvement in the heart failure hospitalization was found. Compared to that, there was no much impact in the death. And we have seen that result from the various trial. They suggest that traditional heart failure hospitalization, the outcome may not account for the whole burden, means not only the hospitalization, but worsening of proportion of the patient when outpatient visit to the emergency room or the increasing the dosage of the diuretic, that we also have to consider that it is very clearly seen in this patient the proportion of the inpatient heart failure hospitalization is falling and proportion of the outpatient worsening of the heart failure which is increasing. And if we take this into the account, then there was definite benefit in the hospitalization. First hospitalization of the heart failure was found in this trial. Well-treated population, which is indicative of the contemporary treatment era, we know that in this, all the patients, they have received the guideline-directed medical therapy and the device therapy. So if we look into this outpatient worsening, then there was definitely, we can say, advantage was there in the time to the first heart failure hospitalization. Benefit of Vericiguat was demonstrated in both components of the primary composite endpoint versus placebo. Time to the first heart failure hospitalization and the death. So incremental survival benefit which was observed for the Vericiguat versus placebo in the well-treated patient across the disease continuum. Thank you very much.
So I think the Victor trial is one trial that has brought back us how we design trials as to the perspective. You have a therapy which does not show statistical significance for primary outcome, but you reduce cause of death, you reduce sudden death. So I think the trials need to be more imperative. If you include symptomatic improvements as the driver of the trial just to be playing defensive, you will end up on a negative side of a trial design. And you will actually miss out the big thing, the survival. I mean, if a therapy reduces death and increases your chance of survival, I think that is the most important impact that a therapy can have. I mean, how that happens, whether you are prevented from going to hospital, getting admitted, worsening or dyspnea, outpatient requiring diuretics, is probably a wrong way of evaluating this. This is my take. Same I would say with Paragon HF with ARNI in heart failure with preserved ejection fraction. You had a p-value of 0.06 and then you define those cutoffs and then say the therapy failed.
I think question comes like that, whether you want to remain in the hospital more or you want to stay at the home more. That is the important question, because the quality of the life is very important. Survival is number one, but immediately next would be the quality of the life. If majority of time spent in the hospital, I think then it's very painful from every aspect to the patient and the family.
One important point about Vericiguat, even in Victoria trial, rather than an add-on drug for heart failure, in real life, even in my practice and a lot of my colleagues, it is used as a replacement drug when we cannot add ARNI because of the blood pressure.
Or creatinine, or potassium, correct.
So that's a very common scenario that post-MI the blood pressure is like 190s and we cannot add ARNIs, because in Victoria, just 1 to 2 millimeter reduction in blood pressure was found with Vericiguat, and it's very easy to titrate.
So worsening of the heart failure, otherwise we can't give ARNI or we can't give MRS for some of the reason. So this is another molecule, only thing we can add to this patient.
And even after Victor trial, we can say that after adding all 4 molecules, there is a benefit, something like that. Correct. So why not to give in the Victoria, there is SGLT2 were around 14, 16, 17%. ARNI was not that much. So probably whatever we are practicing, that may be
reflecting what we are practicing.
Thank you.
Thank you. With that, we end the session, and thank you all the speakers. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jayesh. Thank you, Kamal. And just to conclude, I extend my gratitude to all my international guest faculty friends, my national guest faculty friends, participants, the team led by Seema and Mr. Dhanwant Shah, who did the background work, and of course the audiovisual and cable team, presently led by Suresh and Gilbert. This 20th course, brings a lot of satisfaction to me in person. And I think the hall was quite full and most of the people were glued all the time. It means that it sends a message that we should continue doing it till when, the interest remains. So keeping that in mind, next year, 13th and 14th of February 2027, we are going to conduct the 21st edition of TRICO, and I hope we will bring something new. Thanks to all my Uzbekistan friends, I think 26 guys, huh? The team led by Melania et al. You, and I hope all of you enjoyed. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.